Well, I want to welcome you to another episode of the Cast Iron Chef. I'll have to ask you to pardon the construction site here. Because it's a construction site, I have all kinds of little bits and bobs of broken material here and cuttings and chips and whatnot. So we'll start the fire with that. Put that down there. Little bits and pieces. I doubt that you need to see me start a fire. You probably have started any number of fires of your own, I'm sure. Okay, so that's getting hot. We'll start prepping up. I always store my cast iron here. Never put the lid on tight. You want it to be aired in there. You don't want any condensation or moisture to build up inside it. Keep it well seasoned and it'll last you for a long time. This is empty, just a clean empty Dutch oven. So I'm going to cut up some onion. Now, I happen to be a huge fanatic for onions, so if you don't like onion, don't put it in. If you do like onion, put it in. Put in a lot, put in a little. It really doesn't matter. These recipes, when I give them, these are kind of the mothership recipes, the basics. After that, it's up to you to tailor them to your particular tastes a little bit. If you don't like a certain ingredient that's going into some of these things, just don't use it. It's not a big deal. So we're going to get this guy sliced up a little bit and into the pot. Now, if you notice when I tipped it up there, there's no oil in the pot. It's dry at this point, other than the fact that it was seasoned for its storage. We're going to put these guys right into that pot, and then we're going to pile in the potatoes. These will separate as they start to cook, so I'm not going to worry about dicing them in tiny little pieces. That's not really necessary. I could probably put a third onion in here because these aren't very big, but there's only two of us, so I happen to have three sort of medium, sort of half small potatoes in here, which again, like I said, there's only two of us, so that's more than enough. Now, don't do this on your kitchen floor, probably won't go over well, but I'm just going to dump the cold water out. It's clean water. Let that dump out there a little bit. Dump these in. Oh, I had two pots. What do you know? This should be fresh garlic, but what can I say? Here's my little dainty spoon. We're just going to put, I also happen to like a lot of garlic. There's a fair bit of spuds in here, and there's a few more things going in, so. Now, I don't want to over season this. You can always taste it and add a little bit more. Awful hard to take it out. The recipe originally, when I saw it, because I didn't invent it, I've just modified it, like everything in my life, calls for, actually they put jalapeno peppers sliced up in it. You could put ancho peppers in it. I can't get ancho peppers here, and I happen to be out of jalapenos, so this is just a commercial Cajun spice. So I'm just going to dust a little of that in there. You can make this, again, you can make it as hot or not as you choose. Now let's get some of this bacon, and we'll slice that up and get it in there. This is going to get pretty, and then it gets weird after this. This is just little nuggets of my bacon. As you can see, I'm going to put several bits in there because I happen to like that too. That bacon jam that I made on the other recipe, that would be awesome to put in here, but there's so little left of the second batch after that that it probably wouldn't do the job. So I'm just gonna, and this has got, just like I said, this has got monster flavor, this stuff. It's pretty darn good, so I'm just gonna Put that in there. It'll give you little nuggets of stuff to eat, but mostly I want to get all that flavor going on in there. Put one more, yeah, put one more bit in. I'm going to move the Dutch oven over here, and I've zoomed in a little bit. Now this is pretty, so far nothing too exciting about this really. This is where it can get a little weird. 7-Up, Sprite, anything clear like that, not too strong. I don't know how ginger ale would go, I've never tried it. But 7-Up or Sprite, or this is the same type of thing. You just want to pour that right in there. Right all the way around in there. And remember, there's no oil in this pan. So you want to put enough of it in here. I'll bring the camera over. You don't want to necessarily have to cover it, but you sure don't want it to go dry. So you want a fair bit of this stuff. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. And there we go. So the bottom of the Dutch oven is probably 1.5 inches smaller than the hole in the top of my frying plate here. So there's a gap, that's hot, all the way around. So the flames could actually come up a little bit if they want to. Okay, so we're just going to leave that there. It's going to take a while for that to heat up and cook. So in the meantime, I'm going to find a shadier spot. I had to take the chefy hat off because honestly it's pretty hot out here. So we'll come back shortly. Oh, still here? Checking out me. Excuse me, I'm talking. Just checking out some YouTube videos. I'm in the shade because it's hot out there. That's my excuse anyway. Do we need an excuse? It's after 5. It's got to be after 5 somewhere in the world. Okay. As you can probably see, we have a lot of steam coming out around here, and I probably should just leave it closed. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and I believe, oh yeah, oh my god, look at that. That is awesome. Okay, let's get those off of there. They're going to stay hot for a long time in there. Whoops, lost our poker. So I'm going to move them out of the way here, and we'll start part 2. Okay, so here is our smoked pork chops. They have been nicely thawed out. If you try to cook when things are still sort of half frozen, they just never turn out quite right. They're just not as tender. So I'm going to put these on here. We're just going to, speaking of tender, we're just going to beat them up a little bit. That'll help cook them a little quicker. One more. Okay, we don't want to be dripping any raw meat juices here. We'll end up at 3 in the morning out here chasing bears away. So, what we have is an egg. We're going to bread these a little bit differently. It's nothing super fancy, but this is actually a recipe that I can't honestly remember who I got this from, but it was I was probably a teenager, and this was done on some of the shore lunches for fishing, and it was pretty cool. So I really enjoyed it, and even as a teenager I thought that is a neat idea, so I kept doing it, and I've been doing it for all these years. I'll put that there right now. Now we're going to take our pork and we're going to put it in some flour. Now this flour has had just a little bit of chipotle type flavoring in it. I'm a huge fan of chipotle. We're going to just bread that up, or flour that up just a little bit. That's good, looking nice. Okay, so there it is, and we're going to dip it into our egg, just a little bit. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different. This are the dried potato flakes that you get to make mashed potatoes. You can buy them in the grocery store or in the bulk store, well, lots of places. Our outer coating frying is going to be these potato flakes. And I want to tell you, and especially on the fish, that gives a light, crispy flavor that you just can't get any other way that I know of. It does a really nice job. It's slippery too. And we want, so you can just, I'll show you this in a minute here, but you want to press it down a little bit. You want a lot of these potato flakes sticking on. I'm going to just take a minute, and I'm not going to adjust the camera because of my fingers, but I'm just going to get a little sponge and I'm going to oil up that plate. So I'm going to put them right on that super hot plate. Just give it a little oiling. No quite. You know, the nice thing about this kind of gasifier type effect that this thing has, you can get some wicked heat, cook a lot of food for a long time. I've got this stuff going for all this time, cooking these taters, and I'm cooking this meat, and I never added any wood. All I had was those little pieces of busted wood that you saw. So let's get these right on here. Oh, I want to hear the sizzle. Okay, let's get this one on there. When I do this with fish, I generally take my own seasonings or whatever and then mix it in with the flour. But you know, there are some really good fish seasonings in packages that you can buy that are just a seasoning for breading fish. Use them. It's just a mixture. You can still afterwards dunk them in the potato flakes. That's just a coating. That's not going to mess anything up. So don't hesitate to use your favorite fish crisp or whatever those products are. I've used them before. They're absolutely delicious. I just happen to prefer my own stuff usually, but I surely wouldn't turn it down. Alrighty. Whew, sizzle, sizzle. Okay, that's not going to take long. We'll bring you back in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's see if they're ready to flip over here. This one was first, so let's get this guy. Oh, he's coming. He needs a little bit more. This one was a bit thinner. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice and golden. Get this guy over here. We're going to toast him just a little bit more. Here we are, the moment of truth. Let's see what we've got. Plate this up, and it's time to eat. I think I'm going to lift this whole thing off. I just lifted this back on here. I'm sure it would have retained quite a bit of heat, but I lifted it up there anyways. That can go down on the rock. Oh yeah, there's still some steam coming off of there. So, we'll wear this. Okay, Mrs. HUNTSHACK, here, let me come around here, is going to get served first. Timber seems to be of the impression that he should be served first. Look at that. Isn't that just golden brown? There you go.
Thank you. Oh,
Let's make sure the camera sees it. There. That's what it looks like. Hey, yours is coming. That's what it looks like, folks. Thank you very much. I'm glad you joined me. And now I'm going to serve mine up. And I want everybody to have a good and safe week. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, Timber, what's the matter? You trying to get to be a Hollywood dog?
He wants pork.
He wants pork, yeah. Thanks for joining us, folks. See you later.
Bye.